Good morning, students. Am I audible? Am I audible? Please to respond. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, ask everyone to join as soon as possible so that we can start. So we are about to finish the syllabus, maybe today or the next class. Let's see. So let me start. Fine. So good morning, all of you. This is a class of Professional Elective 1 of 6th semester, and it is Railway Engineering. So we are discussing about signaling in railway, and this is all about your fifth module, and it is your last module. Clear? So till last class we have discussed many things related to signaling, different types of signals, classification of signals based on location, based on characteristics, based on purpose. Okay. So based on um, purpose, we have different type of signaling. Under visual signal we have fixed signal, right? So we are discussing about fixed signaling system in railway engineering. So under fixed signal we have two type of signal. One is your running signal or main signal, and another one is your subsidiary signal. Okay. Under subsidiary signal we have shunting signal and calling on signal, which are under subsidiary signal. And basically shunting signal and calling on signals are used within a railway section or railway station for the um, regulation of the, or you can say to regulate the railway movement within a railway station. Okay. And whenever a shunting signal is on, your speed must be, the speed of the train must be minimum for safety purpose. And mainly we are discussing about the running signal, that is your main signal. Under main signal we have stop signal and permissive signal, right? So till now we have discussed main signal, under main signal and subsidiary signals. Okay. So under main signal we have discussed about stop signal and permissive signal. Fine. And under stop signal also we have different types of stop signal. As I already told you, there are different stop signal can be installed nearby the railway station. Okay. First stop signal, second stop signal, third stop signal, like that. Fine. And whenever I mention the Warner signal, if you remember, a Warner signal can be installed individually along in a single post, or a Warner signal can be installed in a post along with the stop signal. These things are already discussed, right? So Warner signal can be installed in the first stop signal or the last stop signal. Okay, that means we have a different types of stop signal. So in today's class, we're going to discuss about different types of stop signal that can be uh, installed nearby the railway station. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Okay, wait a second. Okay, can you see the screen? Is it visible to you? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
visible? Okay. So in the previous classes, we have discussed about fixed signal. Under fixed signal, we have two type of signal. That is your stop signal. Sorry, one is your running signal, and another one is your subsidiary signal. Right? These things are already discussed with you. Under main signal or running signal, we have stop signal and permissive signal. Okay. So under stop signal, we have these are the example of stop signal, right? Outer signal, home signal, routing signal, starter, advanced starter, all these things. Okay. So today in this today class, we are going to discuss about these types of stop signal. Correct. And I also mentioned in the previous class that I'll show you when we discuss about Warner signal. Wait. Yeah. So when we have discussing about Warner signal, which is under permissive signal, so we have discussed about this, right? I'll show you here. A Warner signal can be installed on a post by itself with fixed green light 1.5 to 2 meter above it by night, or a Warner signal can be placed on the same post below the first stop signal or the last stop signal. Okay, these things are uh, key point that you have to remember first for this class. Okay, a Warner signal can be installed along with the first stop signal and the last stop signal. Okay, I'll show you a diagram here also. This is so whenever you see a Warner signal along with the stop signal, that means this particular signal is actually your first stop signal or last stop signal. Okay. Whenever a Warner signal is along with the stop signal, you have to understand it must be a first stop signal or last stop signal. Okay, because Warner signal only installed along with the first stop signal or last stop signal. Fine. These things I have to clear first. Fine. So let's go back to today class here. So in today class we're going to discuss about yeah. Okay. So in today class we're going to discuss about stop signal with reference to their location on a station. That means based on location, a particular stop signal can be classified under different types. Okay, like outer signal, routing signal, home signal, like that. Okay, even starter signal. All are example of stop signal. Fine. Okay. So first signal that we are going to discuss about that is your outer signal. Okay, that is your outer signal on double line section. Double line section means a parallel line section will be available. Okay, for movement of a train. Fine. So first kind of stop signal is what your outer signal. So basically this outer signal is the first semaphore type stop signal at a station that indicates the entry of a train from a block section into a station limit. That means a train whenever a train is approaching a railway station, okay, so it first encountered by a stop signal, and that particular stop signal is known as outer signal. Okay, the first stop signal and the first stop signal seen by a uh, locopilot, which it is known as outer signal. Okay, this signal is provided at an adequate distance beyond the station limits so that the line is not disturbed or line is not obstructed basically once the permission is approach has been given. Permission to approach is has been given. Fine. So basically, this is the main purpose of outer signal, which is actually a type of stop signal. And it is provided at a distance of about 400 meters away from the home signal. Okay, that means I will tell you the exact location of home signal. Home signal basically is located nearby the railway station. Fine. I'll just show you a just simple diagram here. Suppose this is your railway track, okay, and suppose this is your railway station. This is your railway station, okay. This is your railway station, and you have observed that in case of railway station, a multiple railway track will be there, right? So suppose the point and crossing started from here. Okay, I'm just drawing a diagram. It may not be correct, fine. Just to understand. Okay. Suppose this is a railway station of any class. Okay. Okay. So suppose this is a point and crossing to create this double line. Fine. This is a railway station. So a home signal will be here nearby the station, and outer signal will be some suppose here. Okay. Because suppose train is moving from this direction. First he will encountered by this outer signal. Okay. And here it is given here. It is provided at a distance between distance of about 400 meter away from the home signal. That means the distance between the outer signal and the home signal is about 400 meter. Okay, that means outer signal is located 400 meter ahead of home signal, where which is actually nearby the railway station. Fine, but they are all basically stop signal. So outer signal has one arm but has a Warner signal nearby 2 meters below the same pole. So I already told you now, since outer signal is act as a first stop signal, right? And when I have discussed about Warner signal, I told you that Warner signal can be installed in the first stop signal. And since outer signal is the first stop signal, so we can say a Warner signal can also be installed. A Warner signal can also be installed along with the stop signal, which is actually outer signal. So I show you this diagram, right? Again, I'll show you this one. This. Since in this diagram, you can see this is your Warner signal. It's installed with a stop signal. Now, what kind of stop signal it will be? It is your outer signal, basically. Okay. Or you can say it is a first stop signal. And since outer signal is a first stop signal, you can say this is a outer signal. Okay. Clear? Like this, you have to understand. All are connected. Okay. So Warner signal is installed 2 meters below the same post of outer signal, basically. So when a outer signal is on, that means basically a stop position. That means the arm is horizontal, right? It indicates that the driver must bring the train to a stop at a distance of about 9 meters from the signal and then proceed with caution towards the home signal. So it actually the main purpose or indication are similar to that stop signal only. All are stop signal. So a outer signal whenever it's on, so it basically indicates what the loco pilot must bring the train to stop at a distance of about 9 meters from the signal and then proceed with caution towards the home signal. Okay? And if the outer signal is off, that means proceed position, it indicates that the loco pilot does not need to reduce the speed of the train if the home signal is also in the off or proceed position, which is indicated by the off position of the Warner. Okay, so Warner signal is also attached with that outer signal, right? So Warner signal is also off, okay, showing off position. And if outer signal is also off, it indicates that the loco pilot does not need to reduce its speed of the train if home signal is also off. Okay, because the Warner signal is showing, a Warner signal is giving information about the home signal. Okay, okay. Next, we'll discuss about home signals. Okay, so we have discussed about outer signal. Next, we'll come to home signal. But this is also, home signal is also kind of a stop signal. After the outer signal, the next stop signal towards the station side is your home signal. Okay, it is provided right at the entrance of the station for the protection of the rail station limit. Okay, the signal is provided about 50 meters short of the point and crossing. That means before point and crossing, it is actually provided. And how much distance? It is about 50 meter. The arm provided on a home signal are generally as many as the number of reception line in the station yard. That means, I'll show you a simple diagram. A home signal, the numbers of home signal is depend on the numbers of track basically. Okay, suppose this is your main signal. This is the main line, main railway line, and point and crossing you can see it's coming like this in the railway station. Okay, fine. From here also it will go like this. Okay, so home signal will be installed for individual line. Okay, one home signal will be here for this railway line, that is a branch line. One home signal will be there for uh, this branch line, and one for suppose this main line. Okay, so depending on the branch line, the numbers of home signal will be vary. Okay, that means the arm basically. The arm provided on the home signal are generally as many as the number of reception line, or you can say the branch line in the station yard. The home signal for the main line is provided at an elevation which is higher than the other. That means to distinguish between the main line and from the branch line, the home signal for the main line is elevated higher comparing to the other branch line. That means the home signal for branch line are of smaller height, but for the main line, the home signals are in a higher elevation. Okay, when a home signal is on position, that is your stop position, it indicates that the train must come to a halt short of the signal. Okay, that means it restrict the entry of the train in the branch line. That means you have to reduce uh, the speed of the train and need to stop the train before entering the branch line basically. Fine. And when it off position, that means proceed position, it indicates that particular line is free and the train is permitted to enter cautiously. That means whenever your home signal is off, that means it gives permission to a particular train to enter in a branch line, or you can say enter in a particular line which is actually free, and a train is permitted to enter the particular branch line cautiously. Okay. Next, we'll discuss about routing signal. And basically, routing signal is a combination of both home signal and your outer signal basically. Suppose when, or you can say the combination of home signal, whenever there is a space requirement, space available is less, then we can go for installing all the signal in a single post. Basically, these are all our routing signal. Okay. The various signals fixed on the same vertical post for both main and branch line are known as routing signal. Okay, that means home signals for branch line, home signals for main line, or are the arm for home signal for respective branches and for along with the main line, all are fixed in a single vertical post, and it is basically installed where the place or available place is less. Okay, so various signals fixed on the same vertical post for both main and branch line are known as routing signal. This signal indicates the route or route for route that has been earmarked for the reception of the train. Okay, generally the signals for the main line is kept at a higher level comparing to the loop line. That means since it is installed in a single line, I'll show you this basic diagram. Suppose this is your single post, okay, and above this, a different arm is fixed here, like this, like this. Okay, these are for loop line, or you can say branch line. Okay, but for main line, the signal line is taller. Suppose this is your the higher elevation. This here for main line. Generally, signals for the main line is kept at a higher level than that of the loop line. I'll show you a basic diagram, so don't worry, it will make it clear. In case of train is being received on the loop line, the speed has to be restricted to about 15 km per hour. Whereas, if the reception is on the main line, a higher speed is permissible. That means when a particular train is changing track from main line to branch line, then the particular speed of the train is restricted by this routing signal, you can see the home signal, uh, to about 15 kilometer per hour. Okay, but in case of main line, there is no restriction. In case of main line, the higher speed can be permissible. Okay, so here you can see this some diagram for routing signal. Okay, so it is basically a combination of different signal. So this basically it's a type of semaphore type of signaling. This is your color light system. Okay, here you can see it is a single post. In a single post, this is a single post. In a single post, we are installed home signals for branch line and for main lines together. But you can see the height of the home signals. For branch line, height are similar and lower, but the main line, the home signal is higher. Okay, so basically this particular system, this semaphore type is for main line. Other three are for outer line, or you can say the branch line. And basically, whenever you see this kind of combination, that is means it is a routing signal. Okay, a routing signal can be installed in terms of color light system. Okay, this is your main light. This is for main line, and these are for branch line. Okay, this is for main line. This one for branch line. Okay, so basically, this is a combination of home signals for both main line and branch line. Okay. Next, signaling arrangement under modified lower quadrant signaling system. That means, as you already know, the lower quadrant signaling system have only two aspects, right? That means it shows only two aspects. Whenever arm is lowered, inclined lower, okay, that is mean it means your lower quadrant. Okay, and what is the upper quadrant? That means it's moving upward direction. The arm is moving upward direction. And since a lower quadrant signaling system only used in a work in a two aspect, to improve the improve this particular lower quadrant signaling system, a new T system is come, that is your modified lower quadrant signaling system. Okay, that means the particular lower quadrant system is modified, and it is known as modified lower quadrant signaling system basically. Okay, since lower quadrant semaphore two-aspect signaling system is capable of conveying limited information to the locopilot, the arrangement was modified to be known as modified lower quadrant signaling. In this arrangement, a warner is provided on the same dial, or you can say a same post as that of main line home signal. That means along with the home signal also, okay, a particular Warner signal is provided on the same dial as that of main line home signal. That means along with the routing signal, we can also install the Warner signal. The route indicators can also be provided by including separate home signals for each line, with the main line home signals being placed at the highest while all the outer signals are placed at the same level. That means these things are already discussed here. Okay. Here you can see this is a diagram for modified lower quadrant signaling arrangement. Even in the routing signal, we can add the Warner signal. Okay, to improve the quality of the lower quadrant signaling arrangement. Since it only work in two aspects, what do we do? For modification, we combine with this home signal along with the Warner signal. Okay, so by doing this, we can okay, improve the information. So this is all about your modified lower quadrant signaling arrangement. Okay, here you can see in the same post, we have installed this one for main line, this one for loop line. Okay, since this is a higher elevation, and in the main line home signal, we have added what? A Warner signal here. Okay, so I already told you right here the route indicators here. In this arrangement, a Warner is provided on the same dial as that of main line home signal. Okay, so here you can see along with the same dial of the main line of home signal, we have added Warner signal. Okay, to give more information. Okay, so there are different combination of modified lower quadrant signaling arrangement. Okay, that is a what particular Warner signal when it is on, a Warner signal when it's off. So there are different combination. You just go through this diagram. Okay, fine. So next, after home signal, we have what? Starter signal. Okay, so what is starter signal now? The starter signal is a stop signal and marked the limit up to which a particular line can be occupied without infringing the other line. That means without disturbing the other line. Okay. A separate starter signal is provided on each line. A starter signal controls the movement of the train when it departs from the station. That means I'll show you a basic line diagram. Okay. Suppose this is your main line. I'm showing a railway station. Okay. And suppose for different uh, from point and crossing, suppose point and crossing comes suppose from here, it is coming like this. Okay, so suppose a particular train is coming through this main line and it's changes track within a railway station and goes to this branch line. Okay, and there must be some line, okay, one such there must be some boundary line, that means up to which a train must have to stop. Okay, so basically this is the starter line, or you can say starter signal. So basically starter signal will indicate up to which point a particular train can proceed. Okay, that means when a starter signal is active, you have to stop at that point. Okay, so what is the basic idea about starter signal? Starter signal, it is a stop signal and marks the limit up to which a particular line can be occupied without disturbing on the other line. Okay, a separate starter signal is provided for each line. That means depending on the branch line, just similar to the home signal, for different line, a starter signal also be depend on the numbers of branch line. That means for each branch line, a starter signal is installed. Fine. A starter signal is provided for each branch line. Okay? The starter signal controls the movement of the train when it departs from the station. That means I told you now that depending on the departure or arrival, that classification also there is a classification of railway signaling. Okay, so based on the purpose, whether the particular signal are used for receiving the train or departure of the train. Okay, so particular signal which are actually used for receiving a particular train into a railway station, they are called reception signal. Okay, and the examples of reception signals are like home signal, outer signal, Warner signal. They are okay, and the particular signal which actually deals with the departure of the train from a railway station, they are basically known as departure signal. Okay, and example of departure signal are starter signal. Fine. So this is the basic difference. Since a starter signal deals with the departure of a train from a station, the train leaves the station only when the starter signal is on off position. Yeah. That means whenever a starter signal is on active position or on position, a train cannot go from a station. That means a train will move away from a station only when a starter signal is off. As this signal controls the departure of a train, it comes under the category of departure signal. Okay. So these things also you have to remember. So example of departure signal, it is your starter signal. Also advanced starter. So advanced starter signal is also a kind of same work, but it is also located ahead of starter signal. This is the last stop signal provided for the departure of a train from a station. The signal is provided beyond the outermost point or switches and marked the end of the station limit. Okay, that means beyond it is the advanced starter signal is the last stop signal when a particular train is leaving a railway station. A block section lies between the advanced starter signal of one station and the outer signal of the next station. Okay? No train can leave the station limit until and unless the advanced starter is taken off. Okay, so I'll show you a particular basic diagram for that. Let's see, whether I have or not. Here, yeah. Can you see this diagram? It is basic simple line diagram to understand the different position of different uh, signaling. Okay, so considering the movement of train is in this direction. Whenever train is approaching a railway station, this is a railway station. Okay, is upline and downline basically. So suppose a train is moving in this direction. So first it will be encountered by your distance signal. That inner distance will be also be there. Okay. Then it will be your one is also it missing here. Outer signal will be there. Okay. After outer signal will be there. Next one will be your home signal. Okay. So home signal will be your for individual line. Even for this also home signal will be there. Okay. For individual line, home signal will be there. Okay. And here you can see this one for starter. That means a train when is enter in a particular line. This is the limit. Okay, this is your starter signal, and then after that it will be your advanced starter. Okay, this is your last stop signal nearby the railway station. Okay, so it is to understand the different stop signal and the purpose of stop signal based on the location and based on the purpose. So basically, these are receiving signal. They are departure signal. Okay, so under departure signal we have starter signal and advanced starter. Receiving signal we have distance, inner distance, home signal, even outer and routing signal. Okay, clear? So this is all about today class. We have discussed different type of stop signal here based on position. Okay, so I'll share the notes. I'll share this PPT. Don't worry. So with this, I just close my sharing. Is there any doubt? You can ask me. If you don't have any doubt, then I'll just take your attendance tab. Fine. Chalo. Let's take your attendance. So for with this, I just want to close my recording here, and after this, I'll just take your attendance.